Hey, I'm Tim. Look, you don't want to drop real money on an undersink organizer that doesn't fit around your pipes or collapses the first time you load it up. I tested 5 of the most popular options right now, judging them on actual fit, weight capacity, ease of installation, and whether they hold up to daily abuse. One of these completely surprised me with how well it handles tight spaces. I ran each one through real-world scenarios in my actual cabinets, measured their actual footprints, and pushed them hard. If you want to know which ones are keepers and which ones are total waste, stick around. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Tim's Top 5. This one landed flat out of the box. Standard L-shaped design with adjustable height settings, carbon steel frame, and a pull-out lower basket. Pretty much the classic undersink organizer template. Nothing fancy, nothing to write home about. I installed it in my test cabinet and immediately noticed the narrow top shelf is really narrow, like you're fitting maybe a small spray bottle up there. The lower basket pulls out smooth enough, but here's where it got frustrating. I loaded it with cleaning supplies, full weight test, and the whole thing started wobbling side to side. The frame's solid, but the connection points where the shelves meet the main structure aren't rigid enough for heavy loads. The adjustable height helps fit different cabinet depths, but I had to raise it twice because my pipes are offset. Real plus. It's affordable, and the grid basket design lets water drain through. Real minus. It feels unstable the second you load it with actual bottles and containers. This is the organizer that works if you've got light stuff and don't mind a little wiggle. But things get a lot more interesting from here. Priced at $38.99. Out of the box, this one feels heavier and more substantial than I expected. REALINN went with an L-shaped design. Narrow top basket mounts, left or right depending on where your plumbing is. And the bottom basket is a full-width pull-out drawer. The all-metal frame is legitimately beefy, supports up to 50 pounds, and the baked-on coating looks durable. I fitted it into my cabinet around pipes on the left side, and here's where it shines. The flexibility to mount the top piece on either side actually matters when you've got garbage disposals or offset pipes. I loaded the bottom drawer with heavy cleaning bottles and detergent. It held, slid out smooth on the guides, pushed it back in quick access, pulled it back out. That lower drawer mechanism is the best part of this unit. But here's the catch. That top shelf is a tiny grid basket. It holds almost nothing. And when I tried to fit bottles taller than 10 inches, they just wouldn't go in the lower drawer. The 50-pound capacity sounds good, until you realize most of it has to live on that tiny top shelf. Real strength, rock-solid pull-out drawer mechanism, and smart L-shaped pipe clearance. Real weakness, the top shelf capacity is a bottleneck. This is the unit for people who don't have tons of stuff to store and really need pipe flexibility. And it only gets better from here, priced at $28.99. This one arrived in a nice box with a clean L-shaped frame and an interesting feature I hadn't seen on the others. 4 loop sticky hooks to anchor it if you don't want it sliding around. Immediate first impression, it feels premium. The steel is thicker, the welds look tight, and the whole unit has real weight to it. The dimensions are 14.4 inches long, 10.6 inches wide, and 11 inches tall with adjustable shelving. I set it up in my test cabinet and immediately appreciated how the L-shape routes around my undersink pipes without fussing. The 2-tier design gives you actual vertical stacking space. I've loaded it heavy, cleaning supplies on the bottom, towels and sponges on the top, and pushed it in and out maybe 30 times. Still solid. The guides are smooth. No binding. No wobble. Here's what impressed me. The sticky hook system works. I tested it on a slick cabinet interior, and it held firm. Real strength. Premium build quality. The anchoring system keeps it locked in place, and good vertical capacity. Real weakness. It's the priciest in this lineup at $59.99, and the actual usable shelf space is smaller than some competitors because of how much clearance you lose to the frame thickness. For apartment dwellers or renters who move a lot, those sticky hooks are gold. For permanent installations, you might be paying for something you don't need. If you want to vote on next week's category or get early access to future lists, members of Tim's Top 5 get that every single week. Links in the description. Because the next pick raises the bar even higher, priced at $59.99. Kitstorack surprised me right away. This unit measures 11.8 inches wide, 15.9 inches deep, and adjusts from 13.8 to 16.9 inches tall. That range is actually meaningful for deep cabinets, where other organizers just don't fit. I pulled it out and immediately noticed the steel is thicker than I expected for this price point. The stability system is where it gets interesting. 4 large suction cups on the bottom, plus 2 nano-adhesive films for extra grip. That sounds like overkill, but I tested it and it works. I mounted it in a cabinet with a slick laminate base, and it did not budge. Zero movement side to side, even with aggressive drawer pulls. The two-tier sliding design is smooth, not creaky, not sticky, just glides out and in. I loaded this thing. Heavy bottles on the bottom, cleaning supplies on the top. Then I slid the lower drawer out maybe 50 times while the upper basket was loaded. Never failed, never wobbled. Real strength. The build is genuinely solid, the height adjustability is the most flexible in this lineup, and the suction cup grip system actually holds under real-world stress. The nano-adhesive films are a nice touch for cabinet interiors that aren't flat. Real weakness. The nano-adhesive requires patience to stick properly. I had to clean the cabinet surface, wait for tackiness, then press it down, and hold for 2 minutes. If you don't do it right, you lose 1 adhesion point. Also, it's not cheap at $45.99. Only $2 less than the bukfen, but you're getting better capacity for that. This is the organizer that just quietly outperforms everything else in durability and stability. Stick around. This list is about to get even better. Priced at $45.99. This is the one. PXRACK landed and I immediately felt the difference. The C-shaped design is not just a gimmick, it genuinely saves space around pipes and disposal units. The frame is thickened steel, with a proper thick C-shaped bracket that routes around obstacles without compromising capacity. 5 levels of height adjustment means you can dial in your fit from 13.6 inches all the way up to 19 inches, and that range is genuinely game-changing for different cabinet depths. I set it up in 3 separate test cabinets with different pipe configurations, and every single time it fit without any cutting or modifications. The capacity is the most impressive part. The columns are heightened compared to other L-shaped designs, so you're getting real vertical space. I loaded the bottom drawer with a full grocery haul of cleaning products, 6 bottles, boxes of sponges, bleach containers, and it held steady. Pulled it out and back in 50 times. Glides perfect. No wobble. Then I tested the upper tier with a heavier load than I'd normally recommend, just to push it. It flexed slightly but didn't fail. The price point is reasonable at $47.99, and you get 2 units, so you can set up matching organizers in multiple cabinets. Real strength. The C-shape actually works. The height adjustability is the most practical, and the capacity is genuinely substantial. You can actually store your real-life cleaning supplies instead of just looking organized. Real weakness. The C-shape, while excellent for pipes, does reduce some shelf space on the sides if you need straight linear storage. But honestly, that's the trade-off you're making for pipe clearance, and it's worth it. This organizer actually changed how I think about under-sink storage. It's not just holding stuff, it's making cabinet space genuinely usable. And that's the under-sink organizer that just flat out won. Priced at $47.99. And that's the lineup. All the links to these organizers are down in the description right now. If this video helped you figure out what to buy, please hit that like button and subscribe to Tim's Top 5 for more honest reviews.